Hi, Jonathan here. Thank you for having me here. Depending on how my taste will gradually evolve, I guess. Zimun, Zenon Records mastering engineer. He's masters a lot of stuff from Alpaca Music to all different labels. So I enrolled into his mentoring program. You really need to love it. You really need to have the passion.
So when is your EP on Solic Records coming out?
Oh yeah, that's a good question, mate. I'm gonna finish that loop. I'm gonna finish that track, no matter what. I'm just looking into different ways of improving my sound. I want to play on a big festival in Australia. That's maybe in Europe, even in Poland, my home country.
Hello everybody from Puzzles Connect, Doof in New South Wales. And this is Solid Professor Music, interviewing artists as always. Brother, please introduce yourself.
Hey, Jonathan here. Thank you for having me here. Thank you. There we go. JNTN, that's my DJ nickname, producer nickname, should I say. Jonathan, thanks for having me again, mate.
Oh, pleasure. Finally we get to meet in person and talk. First, your artist name? JNTN, somehow it's connected with your name, Jonathan. Why did you choose it?
100%. It's just I randomly picked 4 letters of my name, and yeah, it was probably the easiest thing to come up with. I had few different names that I was thinking about, but yeah, I just went with it, and I think it's just easy to remember. And for me, I didn't really put much think into it. I didn't really get into it that much. I just picked the 4 letters of my name and went with it. I'm not saying that will stay the same for my whole life. I might change it in the future, depending on how my taste will gradually evolve, I guess. But yeah. For now, it's JNTN, and I'm JNTN.
So, when was JNTN born?
Oh right, yeah. So, look, I had few moments in my life where I was, aspiring to be a producer or to make something to do with music. However, I was never taught anything in my childhood related to music, so I didn't have any background. I didn't have any education, should I say, about music. So actually in COVID I was at home, like everyone, and I just decided to buy decks and learn how to play Tractor S2, I think, Tractor 4 S2. My first decks, shitty little ones that I didn't have much things on it, but yeah, that's how I learned how to play as a DJ, I guess. And then it just evolved. My hunger evolved into, I was like, I'm playing these tracks. What's stopping me from, making my own? So, I guess to answer your question, pretty sure he was born in COVID, but back in myself, I feel like it was born with me. I was always thinking about it. I just didn't have the right time and right place and right, obviously, situation to do it. And I think COVID was the right time.
So, before you decided to become a DJ, when did your interest in electronic music begin?
Oh yeah, look, I'm from the early '90s, and I can remember listening to techno as I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I grew up in Poland, so I had a street of many different friends, I guess. They were like 10 years older, so they were into different stuff, and I was growing up with them, so they were listening naturally to some harder style techno, because that's what was popular back then. I'm not just saying techno, but rock as well. So yeah, I guess it started when I was a little baby, I guess 5 years, 6 years old, and it just stuck in my mind. I loved electronic music. I still love rock music, alternative rock, all that stuff, even some chill house music. But yeah, I guess it all built up from when I was a kid.
Yeah, fair enough. And in terms of, you picked the genre that you DJ and produce. Was there a particular artist who inspired you to pick this genre?
I think you know the answer to that one. So yeah, like I said, in COVID I started looking around, I guess, for different hobbies because there wasn't much thing to do, and I stumbled across this small German artists. I guess they were small back then, like Lampe, Monocoque. I knew you're gonna know that one. Probably Monocoque inspired me the most. Just dark grooves, very kind of. Yeah, I can just say I'm in love with the dark vibes that his songs are giving me. That's not to say that they give the same vibe to everyone, but for me, it's just I just love the dark side of techno, but I don't like it fast. So I had to find something in the middle, and when I heard that kind of music, I was like, okay, it's dark. It's not too fast. It's about 126, 130 BPM max, and I was like, okay, this is me, and I want to go with that.
So in the last let's say year, you have had a number of releases. So how did it happen? I think it's a very short period of time that from starting to learn how to DJ to releasing tracks on some of the world's biggest labels. How did it happen so quickly?
Yeah, look, I'm always, when people ask me about this, I'm always saying there's no shortcuts here, and you gotta learn, you gotta gradually learn it. I always say your ear is a muscle, although it's not a muscle, but I always say it's a muscle. You gotta train your ear. I paid for a good mentorship program. I'm pretty sure you know Zimun, Xenon Records mastering engineer. He's masters a lot of stuff from Alpaca Music to all different labels. So I enrolled into his mentoring program last year. Exactly, it was in November 2022. And from then, I guess my production skyrocketed in a way. I'm still not 100% happy with it. Obviously, it's not that I'm saying I'm there. I'm saying that I could see huge progress. But before that, it was all YouTube. There wasn't any hacks. I'm just I think outside of the box guy, and I'm a very techie. I work in IT, so I'm like, I know how to get around computers and stuff like that. I guess that helped, but you really need to understand what you want to do before you actually you like the previous question, why this kind of music. It's if you don't have that vision what you want to do, I don't think you're gonna be able to go out with it successfully. You have to have a vision what you want to do and select the sounds that you like and go with it.
So would you, to those people who are just beginning to learn production, would you recommend the same path, learning first basics of the YouTube and then in doing something more serious?
Yeah, look, first of all, you gotta get into it to see if that's your thing. If you're going back to your computer to produce music and you hate it every minute, you can go with it, but you really need to love it. You really need to have the passion to go in there and, okay, I'm gonna make if you fail, obviously you're gonna fail a lot, and if you fail your day, the next day you gotta come prepared even more, and you gotta go with it and just, okay, I'm gonna finish that loop, I'm gonna finish that track no matter what. And that's one of the things that Zimun from Zimun Academy taught me. The first segment of the lessons was about your mindset, how you approach. You're always gonna get failures and you're always gonna get rejected, and that's what stuck with me. I don't need to be perfect at the beginning. I'm all right where I am because I'm just starting, like I was before. But you just gotta keep going. To every producer that's just beginning or even struggles, not even because some people are just producing for 10 years but still struggle because they don't have that mindset. You just gotta go out there and finish the tracks, and if you have a decent track, send it to fucking 5 labels. if you get accepted, they like it. That's it. You don't need to be critical of your sound. Maybe someone likes it. That's it. You know, music is. We can't decide what's good and what's bad. It's up to the individuals who listen to it to decide that, right?
So, in your case, did you get a lot of rejections in the first one?
At the beginning, I actually got signed with my first track that I finished to Shadow Wolf. Aaron Cressendall signed me up. I was shocked because it was like my first proper track that I finished, and it was, like I said, it was decent. It wasn't perfect. I knew I knew I could do more, but at my current skill level back then, that was the best I could do. So I was thinking, why would I spend more time and energy and make it worse? I just sent it to 5 labels, let's say, I don't know, 3 or 5 labels, and one of them responded, and that's how I got into Shadow Wolf. And I'm really grateful for that, because that gave me this boost, and I was like, all right, I can do it. If they sign me, and I was aspiring to be Shadow Wolf artist, I didn't expect to be signed so early. If they sign me, I was like, yeah, that's it. I just gotta keep going. I'm not shit. I'm doing something right,
Yeah, definitely, man. So, what are you currently working on?
I've got a few tracks coming. I've got a few tracks finished, which is currently waiting for a release. It's a 2-track EP. It's probably my biggest production to date. I got carried away with that one, but that's still TBC, let's say. But I'm also on the side projects. I'm also releasing on the Puzzles record. By the way, this is the official launch party for Puzzles, and so probably something that I can share here is I'm managing the label along with Brian and Michael. So we have a label, Puzzles Records, and we have a plan to release tracks obviously every month for this kind of music, techno, minimal techno, side techno, all stuff like that. So one of the tracks is for Puzzles Records. It's a VA. It's gonna be about 10 tracks, and we've got some good artists on that VA already. But outside of that, I'm working on a collab with my good friend Koda from Argentina. He's pretty sick, and I heard his sound. I reached out to him in November, and I was like, hey, let's make a collab. But yeah, there's obviously a few other things, but I can honestly say that this is something that is coming very soon, and it's gonna be probably sick, I hope, because so far it's sick. I love it.
Oh well, you gotta love it first, right?
Yeah, that's it. If you don't like something, just trash it, because it's not getting anywhere. Yeah.
So when is your EP on Solic Records coming out?
Oh yeah, that's a good question, mate. That's my plan. Yeah, I know you opened that label last year, and I was glad to be featuring on the VA, and I'm really grateful. I know we met on the weird circumstances, and you signed me on a party, I guess. Like, hey, we were just chatting. But yeah, I will make a Solic Records EP that will be very specific to Solic Records, which is not usually what I would produce, but you will have that little twist with Solic Records, because I think Solic Records is very specific. It has that minimal dark thing, but it has that little twist that you can't find it anywhere. So yes, stay tuned, mate. Stay tuned.
Thank you. Who is currently your favorite producer?
I've got a few actually. I'm not gonna change my mind about Monocoque. I think Wolfgang is his name. We became good friends after he remixed my song for Crypt Music, Ares. That EP exploded for me. That was the biggest release for me. I think I finished. I don't know what number on Beatport, but it doesn't really matter. I got really good traction. I got loads of sales on Beatport, which I can see from my Proton. I was very happy, but that was mainly thanks for him, because his remix was just sick. So Monocoque would be my number one. Shadowma, Georgie, guy from Crypt Music who signed me eventually. He was very picky with my music. He didn't like. I had to change some of my songs for him, dedicated for him. But eventually I did, and he accepted my Ares song, which resulted in Monocoque. So yeah, Shadowma, Monocoque, and probably Green Wolf from Alpaca Music. Fucking hell, Green Wolf, mate. He's different level. I don't know what he's doing, but that's probably the sound I would want to achieve.
So, what are your goals for the next 5 years?
Oh, 5 years is yeah. Look, I usually set my goals for 1 year, which keeps me on a track, and that's what I did last year. I said, okay, I want to be signed to Crypt Music because I love that label. I love Shadowma, like I said, Georgie, and I gave my goal for 2023 to be signed for Crypt Music. It happened in March already last year, so I only had to wait 3 months, which just shows that you can achieve anything if you have the right mindset. So right now, I actually started to take it a bit easy on myself, and I want to focus on few things that I feel are lacking in my production before I go out there again. Which doesn't mean I'm not gonna produce. I'm just looking into different ways of improving my sound. So my goal for 2024, I can say, for this year is to get that past me and understand few things that I'm struggling with at the moment. Very specific things in terms of production. But after for 5 years, look, I don't want to say anything crazy. But,
You don't need to a specific, but yeah.
I wanna play on a big festival in Australia. That maybe in Europe even, in Poland, my home country. I wanna play on Mystic Creatures. I have connections already from the labels like Lampe, Alula Tunes. I've got the connections that play there often. So yeah, look, 5 years. I'm gonna take it easy on myself. I don't want to get stressed. I've got work, I don't want to be like, I've got life as well. Production is just my kind of passion. So yeah, 5 years I want to play on a big festival like the Aussie one. So at least.
That's good that you had at least, man. You gotta set your goals higher, and then you'll be surprised what you can achieve. Brother, thank you so much for sitting down and sharing your passion for music. I'm keen and excited to see where you go from here. Very keen to hear how your production even goes to the next level.
I'm not gonna stop here. I think I'm in the zone at the moment, and I just took this production as part of my life, and I just want to get everything behind me, and I want to learn how to do stuff like the pros do, and I think I'm very determined. And I'm gonna try the hardest I can. I might not be very talented in terms of music because, like I said, I never had any music theory, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Well,
thanks a lot for having me here, mate.
All the best. I'll support you however I can.
Likewise, Solid Records. Check them out.
And thanks. And any last words you would like to say to the viewers? Any last messages?
Not really. Like I said, look, Solid Records is a great label. My friend Solid Professor, we met randomly, and good vibes, good man, very, very positive and very humble. He loves music, so he's doing it for a passion, not for the show. So
thank you. So
that's what we need here.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
That was pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, that was really good. We went with the flow.